Hey everyone, Soundwave884. In this review, take a look at Studio Series 116 Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. This is the artwork here on the front. Really like the vehicle mode look. Bot mode on the side. Number 23 steps get you all the way around. You see the Bumblebee bot mode with the vehicle mode. This is Charlie's Garage, and it's big screen inspired scale, detail, and backdrop. This one is still the old school way where you get a backdrop and there's no plastic in the thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the backdrop. Now with the backdrop, you get Charlie's Garage. And of course, you're going to get your handy dandy instructions. Now with the Garage, this was one of the first, is in the first wave of Studio Series figures to ever come out. In 2018, we got Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie, and it was based on Charlie's Garage. I don't know what the backdrop is, if it's exactly the same or not. But it's probably put up somewhere with all my other backdrops. And this is the original figure we got back in 2018. It's slightly different. The new one is a retool. This is the newer one here. A lot of the vehicle mode is reused. It's the bot mode on the underside. And a little bit of the transformation articulation has changed to get the new one here. Now, as you can see, the colors have changed. So we're going to take a closer look at the figures in this video comparison time review. Rolling in Bumblebee for this review. This is the new one, number 116, come out just this year. Just got this from Hasbro Pulse a few days ago. Vehicle mode is fine. I know I should start on robot mode. He comes packed in robot mode by transforming them, and it's a pain in the butt with all the little tabs and the clear translucent plastics. You gotta get all these tabs to tab in and stay tabbed in. It's not that great in that aspect. But otherwise, it makes a nice vehicle mode here. We get painted headlights here. They're painted silver. We get orange paint here on the top. We get a more white, that doesn't even make sense. We get a whitish gray bumper, like an off-white in the back as well. Red painted tail lights, which is really cool. Silver paint on the hubcaps. We get translucent windows for the front, the sides, and the back, but the rear are painted gray. Kind of throws it off, but it's not too bad. I honestly wish they're going to do that. They should have done it all that way and not use the translucent plastic that they used. But they reused pieces, because this is the original one from 2018. You can see we got transparent headlights here. So because the front bumpers here are transparent plastic, we get the transparent windows, front, side, and rear. That's one of the changes here, because they did change the rear piece. We'll look at that in a second. And translucent in the back. We get red painted headlights, then we get a gray bumper front and back, and not the off-white. All right, here's a closer look at the two Bumblebees. This is the one from 2018, the new one from 2025. You can see the differences here. The yellow is more of that orangish yellow, or a deeper yellow, whereas the new one is more of a pale yellow, which I believe is how he looked in the actual movie Bumblebee. He was more of a pale color. Bumpers here, more of a gray to more of the off-white. The orange is more bright on the new one. And then see the headlights go from painted on the new one from translucent on the old. In the back, you can see it here, the comparison with the rear window and the rear of the car. Now, like I said, they used the exact same piece here for the front, the windshield, the top, going over to the back, and even the back parts here seem to be exactly the same. Like the car parts are all the same except for where they had changed and they got the paint here, whereas this goes with the door and folds into the door to make the wings. This part is new, and you also get an extra piece here for this little part of around the wheel well. That's tongue twister there. See, we still have that here, but this piece is on its own. This goes down to his leg, and this part has to tab to here, here, and to here, while this has to tab to here. This has to tab to up here. It's so many tabs that we try to get it all together that you can easily untab something else, and that is one of the biggest problems. The front tabs in exactly the same up here. This pushes down, and that's how this one tabs in. But the front of the car is also slightly different. You can see right here in the front how this piece is done to this piece. And that's because the arms are done differently in the way they actually go into the car. The hands fold under and disappear. These just tab into part of the legs. And he just, I think the original one does a better job of tidying up everything and giving you a more complete look, whereas this one, the arms hang down more, so they're more noticeable in vehicle mode, looking at it from the side. Also, the way the wheels are done, this one does not roll as well. You can get the wheels all to touch, it rolls all right. You got just barely enough clearance here. You gotta make sure they just tab in. The original rolls really good. So I just think the original one does the vehicle mode better. The tabs are still a pain in the butt back here, as you can see. Getting all this lined up and tabbed in. It's still a pain in the butt, but I think it does the vehicle mode overall better. Also, the newer one is slightly longer in vehicle mode. That's because of the new pieces they have here. And the back right here extends that, and the little piece here extends it as well. So it's a slightly longer in vehicle mode. Not that noticeable. There is a slight difference. Alright, so we're going to do the transformation reversed. I'm not going to call out every piece where it goes. We'll just sort of fast forward to this, and you can watch me do it. Alright, so here's Bumblebee in robot mode. I do think they hit the proportions and the look of his design from the Bumblebee movie in this figure better than they did in the previous one, which was released, like I said, 7 years ago, almost 7 years ago. They've had time and years to get this correct, and I think they did a decent job with this here. We'll bring in the previous version so you can compare the two together. You can see he's got that more stout, like, little look. He's got longer arms. He's a little bit wider in the legs, which looks better because it looks more like he did in the movie, as compared to these really slim and slender legs here. The only thing is he's got closed fists, he's got open hands. You lose some of the articulation on this one from this one. He does have a bigger head, and as you can see, he's got a smaller head on the old one. And that is probably, like, I didn't really like the small head, but it's more proportion, but in the movie he does have a bigger head. I do think they nailed the look of the head sculpt better on the newer version as well. The colors, either way, I kind of like the more pale yellow over the orangish yellow. That's just me. And this one, instead of having this kind of light gray, which I knocked him over, we got the more of this darker gray over here, which I think the darker gray looks better on the figure than the light gray on this figure here. From the sides and to the back. And they nailed the back better. This has the big wings, which they can't go anywhere. You can kind of go out and back like this. But that's all you can do. With his wings, you get articulation where you can bring them up. You can get expressions out of him. He's like, you get weird things there. And you can kind of sort of tuck them down here. And in the movie, I believe they're more tucked behind them, but they can come up if you however you want to display them there. While we got them up, we'll go ahead and look at the head sculpt. Closer look. Nice blue paint there, silver paint as well. Autobot insignia here on the head. Get the orange paint from the card mode, all that you already saw. Get this here. You can see this is painted yellow. Not too bad otherwise. Looks decent. Articulation, you have no waist articulation. The other figure had a waist because you used it for transformation. This one you do not, so he does not have a waist articulation. We got this upper thigh swivel here at the ball joint. Yep. Kick forward really far. Back really far. We hit his backpack. The knees have this weird thing where you got this articulation here. That's for transformation. You don't get a full 90 that way. So when you're trying to stand him up, he does get kind of wonky when you're trying to fiddle with the knees. Ankles, tilts to there. You can rock them front and back for transformation. That piece will move. Head, slight up, slight down. I think you can almost 360 it around. I think he ended up ripping his head off. And I tried it last time. I think I took his head off. I got it. Then you get to the other side, you end up hitting. You gotta, yeah, you got his head. You can't 360 that sucker around without, don't do it that way, without knocking his little head off. Shoulders, out to there. You get a ball jointed elbow, that's where you get your swivels. A little more than 90 degrees. No wrist swivels there. One molded piece here with the forearm. So that's your articulation on Bumblebee. Also, his boobies can move because of that. They did that on the previous version as well. So articulation, a little lacking, but I think they got a good robot mode and a good vehicle mode out of this figure. Now, some of his accessories, some of his sex toys he comes with, some of his accessories, you get his blaster here, which has to, the way it's molded, will have to go in his right hand. Just pegs in. And you get a new blade he used in the movie. Now, the original one that came with the original Bumblebee is sculpted with more of a point in the middle, like a triangle pyramid thing. This has more of a slope and a slant. It tabs on exactly the same way. It's got these two tabs here, which just tabs on his arms. So that's the difference in the blades. Silver paint might be a little bit darker on the original, a little more bright on the new one. So just take that. You can just put this on either arm. It just tabs in here. I didn't show in vehicle mode. These tab together and go on his bumper. He's got these two little parts here. When you pin them together, they just go right here in the little circles on the blade. And the blade tabs here, just tab onto the gun as well. I'll show you how you combine these pieces here. So you'll take this. He's got this little tab. There's a slot here. We'll slot that together. One of these two little holes, they will just, when this is pegged together, we'll just store on the back of the vehicle mode. Now, I don't have all the accessories for the original one, but I do have him in a 2-pack here, which just comes when he's dirty and rusty. He also comes with his blaster as well. It's done differently because with this figure here, you would actually remove the forearm and the gun would just take over. But one cool thing they did with this is that they actually gave him his battle mask, which we don't get in the new version, but we get the battle mask here in the other version. I kind of wish they had included the battle mask as well. Alright, some more comparisons. Here he is. This is actually Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. My Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime is put up somewhere. I can't get to it at the moment, so I thought I'd at least show it off here with the newer Studio Series Prime based on his look in Rise of the Beast. Isn't too different from his Bumblebee appearance. And here he is next to Studio Series Bumblebee movies versions of Ratchet and Wheeljack. You can see he's about the same height as Wheeljack, maybe slightly smaller. Ratchet does stand above both of them. And here he is next to Dropkick, which was one of the Decepticons from the Bumblebee movie. Now, my final thoughts here on this Bumblebee. It's a good figure. I think it's an improvement over the original. You do lose a little bit of articulation, but I think you get a better overall design and sculpt of the figure, of the character from the movie. My biggest complaint is the lack of a battle mask here. I kind of wish they had added that in, because the original one got that. Why couldn't they go ahead and give us a new one with this version? I don't know, but it's a nice version here of Bumblebee. I do recommend this. If you're a fan of Bumblebee or a fan of the movie, he'll look good on your shelf with that collection. And thanks for watching. Until the next one.